Okay, that's... Oh, no. Actually, I prefer that. Go with that. It's a little softer, not quite as harsh. Oh, I'm not sure we're live yet on Facebook. Just seeing if we are. There we go. I think we are live on Facebook. So if you are here, give me... Oh, let me do this properly. If you're here, give me a like, give me a wave, put something in the comments. That would be fabulous, so that I can see. Oh, let me... Oh, hearing me twice there. It's all a bit strange, isn't it? All a bit weird. So welcome to tonight's live at 5. Apologies and thank you very much for your patience, because live at 5 is currently at 7 p.m. on a Monday evening. Heads up, I will probably have to do this next week as well. I am doing some work sort of locally, but trying to get in and out in time to do this as well has just been a little bit of a nightmare. So we'll put live at 5 back tonight and tomorrow and next Monday to 7 o'clock. Hopefully that means more of you can come on live. Oh, if you're here, give me a wave, give me a shout. I can't see who. Facebook's really strange. Sometimes it tells me who's watching, and then sometimes it doesn't tell me who's watching. So if you're here, leave comment, give me a wave, and let me know. That would be fantastic. So tonight's live at 5, at 7, really was to answer your questions. And I've had a look in the group and I can see Fitzy's had a question, which seems to have been answered. Which is marvellous. Thank you so much for doing that. But just for everybody else, if you haven't seen it, the question was around safer recruitment. And so there had been agency staff that had information in terms of references from the agency, but they'd now moved on to employment with the organisation. But the employer hadn't looked at any updated references other than what they'd had from the agency, so hadn't updated it. So the question was, what do we need to do? Because when Ofsted come calling, this is certainly something they're going to be looking at. And I have to agree with the answer that was given, which is get updated references. Let them know that is to do with complying with your safeguarding policy. Make sure it's marked down on any improvement plans. Make sure it's there in writing while you're doing it. And if you have any difficulties in getting them, then you'll need to consider the next steps in relation to that. But your first port of call is to look at getting them in order to comply with your own safeguarding policies and your own child protection policies to make sure that they are okay and they are fine. nobody else has put a question in. If you do have questions, please, please, please put them in the group. I'll aim to post put a thread up every Sunday for your live at 5 questions. But feel free during the week to ask your questions throughout the week. If a group member doesn't know, I will be here every week to answer them. So at some point during the week, certainly every Monday evening, you will get an opportunity to have your questions answered. It's also your chance to come on live with me. So it's here in a Facebook Live. If you've got questions or you've got observations or you just kind of want to bounce something around, then I'm here on a Monday evening for you, for that purpose, to come and have a conversation in terms of some of the issues that you are struggling with. I do this most days for members in the Safeguarding Association. So I'm around in there as often as I possibly can be. So if you want to see me on a more regular basis, that is the place to hang out. And if you want some more information, then let me know. Oh, I've got 2 people here. Who's here? Come on, say hello. Let me know. Write a comment. For some reason, Facebook isn't telling me who is here. It's very frustrating that it's not actually telling me who is watching. And I don't know why it won't tell me who's watching. It's very, very annoying. That is what it is doing. Okie dokie. So the other thing really to mention is there is a new report out, which if any of you read the Guardian or the I newspaper, it's been all over there yesterday and today. Ofsted's latest report with HM Inspectorate, Chief Police, Probation, Fire and Rescue, is raising huge issues in terms of children being at risk of abuse. And yet again, tragically, it is finding that there are significant issues because organisations are working in silos. This, it frustrates me, and I'm desperately not going to get on my soapbox on it because this is what drives me crackers. And actually part of the reason I founded the association in the first place is I don't understand how we've got to 2020 and organisations in terms of child protection are still working in silos. They are still not talking to each other. They're still not sharing information either at all or in a timely fashion. It is incredibly frustrating when we know that actually if we can do that, we can help children, we can protect them. And this isn't me just being all kind of glossy and let's put a nice spin on this. Evidence tells us if we can, work together properly and we can work together in a timely fashion, we can massively improve child outcomes and to support them in a brilliant way. I was on the news this afternoon as I was coming back from delivering training. The reason why I'm late coming to you live, apologies. A 20-year-old who had been badly beaten by her father, was physically abused. Her mum was physically abused. In a fit of rage, he then tried to attack her, had been attacking her. And ultimately in the struggle, she ended up stabbing him and killing him, and was on trial for murder/manslaughter. The court in Teesside have cleared her. And it just struck me that this girl who's in her 20s, so right the way through the 2000s, the entire time we've been working through iterations of Every Child Matters, of working together to safeguard children, keeping children safe in education, all of that. And yet, tragically, there are still children who are now adults who, for some reason, slip through the cracks, that we don't get to help, we don't get to see. And I find that really difficult because I don't know how it got to the point where this girl is saying she was beaten black and blue, marks on her back, marks on her arms, marks on her face. And yet we didn't get it anywhere. We couldn't or didn't protect this young girl to the point where she ended up killing her father. I don't know. Uh, answers on a postcard, I think. And I'm trying not to be flippant about it, because I know everybody is ultimately trying to do their best, but it sometimes just feels that our best just maybe still falls short. Sorry, being a bit of a Debbie Downer this evening, and I didn't mean to be at all. I think I might just be a little tired. And I've got a huffy puffy golden retriever in the other room. In other news, to lighten the mood somewhat, I had a delegate today who, whenever I do training, I ask people as the introductions, I ask them to give me a fact about themselves or something interesting. And interesting is open to interpretation. But on this particular, so this morning, she said to me that she was celebrating different days this year. And so today was National Golden Retriever Day. And so we agreed that because it was National Golden Retriever Day, that during our breaks and during lunch, I would have a picture of Sam up on the big screen for everybody to coo over. So we ended up spending this morning, whilst talking very seriously about parental conflict and its impact on children, kind of interweaving stories about our dogs as well. It's weird how training sessions go sometimes, but I thoroughly enjoyed myself, actually. It's been a really, really lovely day. I'm tired from being kind of on all the time and delivering, but I'm here. So in terms of Fitzy's question, hopefully, Fitzy, that's answered for you. So let me know. Just to let you know about the report that is out as well. And the other thing, if you are interested, if you haven't already accessed it until 23:55 tonight, you can head over to my Teachable school. Just head over to Teachable and search Safeguarding Association, and you can access my online program. It's kind of a basic overview of the child protection system. So if you want a bit of a refresh, or you're completely new to this area and you don't know quite which bit leads into which bit and what happens, and it all feels a little disjointed and it's full of acronyms and full of people talking about Section 47 or SIN or MASH or CP plans, and you're thinking, what on earth is this jargon that people are using? Then head over to Teachable, search for Safeguarding Association, and if you enter the code JAN, so that's JAN 2020, you'll get £10 off that course. So instead of £35, you will spend only 25 of the English pounds until 23:55 this evening. So if that's something that floats your boat, then head over there, but do it tonight, because it will be gone come 23:56. It's a deal only for this weekend. Okay, well, as I can't see any comments and I can't see any anything else, then I am going to say good night, and I am going to say I'll be here again. Probably, it's likely to be, in fact, let's make a pact. I will be here at 7 next week, so that you know where we're up to. Hopefully more of you can join. Like I say, any questions, any queries, any thoughts, any comments, use the hashtag AskKate or live at 5, and I will answer those for you next Monday. So until then, I will see you on Monday.